when Nipsey Hussle, the American rapper, activist, and entrepreneur, left an indelible mark on the West Coast rap scene during his impressive 14-year career. With each mixtape release, his influence grew, ultimately culminating in the highly acclaimed debut album Victory Lap in 2018. However, Nipsey's passions extended far beyond music. In 2017, he ventured into the world of fashion with the Marathon clothing store and dedicated himself to community activism. Although his life was tragically cut short at the tender age of 33, his legacy continues to resonate in the world of hip-hop and beyond. Hey there, my lovely chaos creators. It's great to have you back on the channel. I must admit, I'm really improving with keeping up with the regular uploads, and I'm proud of myself for that. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the life and legacy of Nipsey Hussle. Before we jump in, make sure to show your support by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you never miss out on any new content. Don't forget to also check out my Twitch streams and gaming channel at BDisaster91. And be sure to catch my latest upload regarding P. Diddy. Now let's dive into today's video. Ermias Joseph Amsterdam, also known as Nipsey Hussle, was born on August 15, 1985 in the Crenshaw district of South Central Los Angeles. Raised by his mother Angelique Smith and his Eritrean War refugee father Dawit Amsterdam, Nipsey grew up alongside his brother Samuel, also known as Black Sam, and his sister Samantha, dropping out of Alexander Hamilton High School in Castle Heights. Nipsey pursued his passion for music and joined the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips at the age of 14. Later on, he became a part of the Butter Vision movement, where he adopted the name Nipsey Hussle and worked on his debut mixtape, Slauson Boy Volume 1. Inspired by the work ethic of comedian and game show panelist Nipsey Hussle, Amsterdam adopted his stage name as a tribute. This moniker was bestowed upon him by a childhood friend who admired his dedication. At the age of 19, Amsterdam embarked on a transformative journey to Eritrea alongside his father and brother Samuel. This 3-month trip left an indelible mark on him, igniting his passion for community activism and fostering an entrepreneurial mindset. Nipsey dropped his debut mixtape, Slauson Boy Volume 1, independently in December 2005, gaining moderate local success. He later signed with Cinematic Music Group and Epic Records. By 2008, he had released the first 2 mixtapes in his Bullets Ain't Got No Name series, boosting his music's exposure while his style paid homage to 90s West Coast gangster rap. His flow stood out from the more mainstream hip-hop dominating the airwaves at the time. Nipsey's career took off in 2009, teaming up with Drake on Killer and collaborating with Snoop Dogg and Problem on Upside Down. He dropped the 3rd installment of Bullets Ain't Got No Name and his debut single, Hustle in the House. At critical acclaim, the track failed to chart. Nipsey made the bold decision to part ways with Epic Records due to their financial troubles in 2010. Instead, he chose to forge his own path as an independent artist. His talent and determination soon caught the attention of the music industry, leading to notable achievements. Nipsey had the honor of appearing on the song We Are the World 25 for Haiti and was recognized as one of the top 10 incoming hip-hop artists to watch by XL Magazine's annual Freshman Top 10. In fact, he was hailed as the most determined artist in his class. Excitement surrounded the release of Nipsey's debut album, South Central State of Mind, which was scheduled for October 2010. To build anticipation, he dropped the single Feelin' Myself featuring Lloyd. The album boasted an impressive lineup of producers and collaborators, including G.A.R. Rodham, Scott Storch, Mr. Lee, Play-In Skills, Terrace Martin, and 1500 or Nothing. It also featured guest appearances from Trey Songz, J-Rock, and Sean Kingston. Additionally, Nipsey revealed plans for a mixtape with J-Rock called Red and Blue Make Green. However, despite the initial buzz, both the album and mixtape were indefinitely postponed. Deterred by setbacks, Nipsey took matters into his own hands and established his own record label, All Money In. On December 21, 2010, he released his first mixtape under the label titled The Marathon. This project showcased collaborations with Cocaine and MGMT, 20, Nipsey continued his momentum with another mixtape, The Marathon Continues, on November 1, 2011, featuring fellow LA rappers Zag and Dom Kennedy. All Money and records flourished under Nipsey's guidance, releasing a diverse range of projects. Some notable releases include Crenshaw by Nipsey Hussle in 2013, Mailbox Money by Nipsey Hussle in 2014-25, and No Breaks by J Stone in 2014, Boys in the Hood by BH in 2015, Slauson Boy by Nipsey Hussle in 2016, Neighborhood Watch by J Stone in 2016, Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle in 2018, 6 Days by J Stone in 2020. In April of 2012, Nipsey dropped an incredible collab album called Raw alongside rapper Blanco. This album featured some heavy hitters in the game like IG, Mr. Fab, Yuke Mouth, Be Legit, Cocaine, and Freeway. That's the month later, Nipsey released the single Proud That featuring the one and only Rick Ross. But that's not all. He also made an appearance on Ross' track Fountain of Youth from Maybach Music Group's album Self-Made Vow 2. Animating video for this banger was released on October 1, 2012. During this time, Nipsey was still on the hunt for the perfect label to sign with, fueling rumors that he might join MMG. But wait, there's more. Nipsey had some big plans in store. He announced that the highly anticipated third and final installment of the Marathon mixtape series TM3, Victory Lap, would be dropping in 2013. IM's release had been pushed back from its original date in December 2012. On top of that, he revealed his intention to drop a joint mixtape with fellow West Coast rapper IG. However, after careful consideration, Nipsey decided against signing with a major label in order to maintain his creative freedom. Instead, he made the bold move of turning Victory Lap into his debut album. Talk about taking control of your own destiny. In 2013, he kicked off the release of his highly anticipated mixtape Crenshaw by dropping a series of diverse tracks. Among them were Face the World, produced by Ninth Wonder, and Blessings, produced by the Futuristics and 1500 or Nothing. Crenshaw was not just a mixtape, but a heartfelt tribute to the close-knit, predominantly black district in South LA where he grew up. Hussle unveiled the track list for Crenshaw in September 2013, featuring guest appearances from the likes of Rick Ross, Dom Kennedy, Slim Thug, James Fauntleroy, i.e. Zero, Scheme, and Sade, to name a few. Ionic Sade boasted an impressive lineup of producers, including the Futuristics, 1500 or Nothing, Ninth Wonder, Mike Free, Raylo, and Jiggy Hendrix. To further promote the mixtape, Hussle released a documentary about Crenshaw on the same day as the album. On October 3, 2013, he created even more buzz by announcing that while digital copies of the mixtape would be free, he would be selling 1,000 hard copies for $100 each. Nipsey explained that he wanted to cater his music to those who truly appreciated it. Oz indeed said himself purchased 100 copies, and within a mere 24 hours, all 1,000 copies were sold out, raking in an impressive $100,000. 2013 was also the year Nipsey began his lifelong partnership with actress Lauren London. Nipsey Hussle had big plans for his music career. After the release of his album Crenshaw, he announced that Victory Lap would be dropping in 2014. Averty revealed some of the talented producers who would be working on the album, including Raylo, 1500 or Nothing, The Futuristics, DJ Mustard, Don Cannon, and DJ Khalil. However, 2014 came and went without the release of Victory Lap. Not as men, Hussle surprised his fans with a new mixtape called Mailbox Money on New Year's Eve. He only released 1,000 hard copies of the mixtape, each priced at $100. Hussle didn't let the delay of Victory Lap slow him down. Now throughout 2015 and 2016, he collaborated with artists like Jadakiss, Trey the Truth, and IG, showcasing his versatility and talent. In 2016, he dropped another mixtape titled Famous Lies and Unpopular Truth, proving that he was constantly evolving as an artist. Hussle also used his platform to address important social issues. He released the powerful single FDTF Tuck Donald Trump, with IG, expressing his support for Mexican immigrants and sharing his positive experiences with them in the United States. This was a direct response to Trump's controversial statements about immigrants. On a personal note, 2016 was also a significant year for Hussle as he welcomed a son with his partner Lauren London. It was a joyous moment in his life, and he embraced fatherhood with open arms. In 2017, Hussle took a major step in his career by signing with Atlantic Records. This was a testament to his talent and the impact he had made in the music industry. With his determination and passion, there was no doubt that Hussle was destined for greatness. Hussle's debut album, Victory Lap, faced several delays before finally being released on February 16, 2018. It made a strong debut at number 4 on the Billboard 200, selling 53,000 album equivalent units in its first week. The album received widespread critical acclaim, with multiple tracks making their way onto the Billboard Hot 100, such as Double Up, Last Time I Checked It, and Dedication. This album marked Hussle's first appearance on the chart as a lead artist. Additionally, the album was nominated for Best Rap Album at the 61st Annual Grammy Awards in 2019, more than a year after its initial release. Victory Lap climbed to a new peak of number 2 on the Billboard 200 in April 2019, following Hussle's tragic murder on March 31. Race single Racks in the Middle featuring Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy also reached a new peak of number 44 on the Hot 100 after his passing. Before he even started his music career, Nipsey was already hustling. At the young age of 11, he would shine shoes and earn $2.50 to buy school clothes. His goal was to shine 100 shoes a day, but his entrepreneurial spirit didn't stop there. He would sell his mixtapes out of the trunk of his car at the local strip mall. And he wasn't afraid to try unconventional sales strategies either, despite the songs being available for free. He would sell expensive copies of certain mixtapes. In 2013, Nipsey, along with Steve Carless, Karen Civil, and George Kanish, founded the Marathon Agency. Inspired by his marathon branding, the agency aimed to attract clients from all walks of life and at different stages of their careers. Nipsey believed in the agency so much that he invested heavily in it to get it off the ground. And on June 17, 2017, Nipsey opened the Marathon clothing store. Choosing to open it in the Crenshaw Commercial District was a deliberate decision for him. He wanted to invest in his neighborhood of Hyde Park and provide opportunities for the community. The store was more than just a clothing store. It was a smart store that offered customers exclusive music and other content through an app, and eventually Nipsey even bought the small shopping center where his store was located. Nipsey dabbled in acting as well. Back in 2007, he had a small role in Bone Thugs-n-Harmony's movie I Tried. Then in 2010, he took on a bigger role in Caged Animals, sharing the screen with Ving Rhames, Gilly the Kid, and Robert Patrick. Fast forward to 2015, he made a cameo appearance in the pilot episode of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, where he showcased his rapping skills in the sexy Getting Ready song. Apart from his music career, Nipsey was deeply involved in grassroots activism. He was passionate about providing solutions and inspiration to young black men facing similar struggles. Through his music, influence, and community efforts, he consistently spoke out against gun violence and openly shared his own experiences with gang culture. In addition to funding improvements for local schools and spending time with students, he actively engaged in discussions about the challenges of growing up in the neighborhood and the impact of gang culture. Recognizing the lack of resources in the Crenshaw area, he established a co-working space called Vector 90, envisioning a place where young people could collaborate and thrive. His goal was to provide access to science, technology, and mathematics classes, drawing inspiration from the innovative minds of Silicon Valley. Nipsey Hussle was deeply involved in the planning of the Destination Crenshaw Project, a remarkable initiative that celebrates the rich history and vibrant culture of African Americans in his community. He even reached out to LAPD and Rock Nation seeking their support in tackling gang violence in South Los Angeles. Although his life was tragically cut short on March 31, his legacy lives on. LAPD has committed to continuing his important work by meeting with his representatives in the future, ensuring that his activism and dedication are honored. On March 31, 2019, Hussle suffered from multiple gunshot wounds in the parking lot of his store, Marathon Clothing in South Central Los Angeles at 3:18 p.m. The attacker also viciously kicked Hussle in the head. Two other individuals were injured in the incident. All three victims were rushed to the hospital, where Hussle tragically passed away at 3:05 p.m. at the age of 33. The police identified Eric Ronald Holder Jr., then 29 years old, as the prime suspect. It was suspected that Holder had a personal connection to the rapper, leading to the tragic event. On April 2, 2019, Holder was apprehended by the Los Angeles Police Department and was placed in solitary confinement. On May 9th, Holder was indicted and sued by a grand jury on charges including murder, attempted murder, assault with a firearm, and possession of a firearm by a felon. His trial, which began in mid-June 2022, after several delays, saw Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney John McKinney as the prosecutor and Aaron Jansen as the head of the defense team. Holder's lawyers argued that he did not intend to kill Hussle, but acted impulsively. McKinney countered, stating he thought about it and he did it. That's all premeditated means. It doesn't mean he planned it for weeks. Testimony revealed that the shooting occurred after an argument between Holder and Hussle over a rumor. Holder was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter. On February 22, 2023, Superior Court Judge H. Clay Jack sentenced Holder to 60 years in prison. Meanwhile, Hussle's brother, Samuel Ashdom, was named the permanent administrator of his estate. Ready for a detailed account of the court proceedings, the prosecutor outlined the events leading up to Hussle's tragic death, which included a discussion about snitching. Holder's calculated actions were emphasized by McKinney, who stated that he had premeditated his actions. McKinney revealed during his opening statement that Holder and Hussle had a long-standing connection, having grown up together in the same neighborhood. They were not only neighbors, but also members of the Rollin' 60s gang. After provide a visual representation of the tragic incident, McKinney presented a video to the jurors showcasing the aftermath of the shooting. The footage depicted numerous individuals desperately attempting to revive Hussle. Additionally, the prosecutor displayed various photographs and an additional video offering different perspectives of Holder shooting Hussle and hastily fleeing the scene. Holder was seen wearing a red shirt and bandana, carrying both a semi-automatic gun and a revolver. Following an intense 2-day manhunt, Holder was eventually apprehended. Subsequently, 2 months later, he faced indictment by a grand jury for his alleged involvement in the crime. McKinney revealed that the shooting incident was triggered by Hussle learning that Holder was a snitch and needed to address the situation. Prior to the shooting, McKinney stated that Hussle and his 2 friends were engaged in a casual conversation with Holder. Surprisingly, Hussle had visited the store without any security measures in place. Attorney Aaron Jansen faces a daunting challenge in defending Holder, as a conviction could result in a life sentence. Like numerous eyewitnesses who were familiar with both Holder and Hussle, informed the police and grand jurors that Holder approached Hussle and fatally shot him. Johnson has emphasized that Hussle's killing was not premeditated and the shooting of the other 2 individuals was unintentional, thereby arguing that the charges of first-degree murder and attempted murder are excessive. Additionally, Jansen is likely to raise concerns about Holder's mental health as a significant factor in the case. In a compelling argument, Jansen presented evidence of Holder's profound mental illness. Prosecutor read a heartfelt letter from the defendant's father, revealing that Holder had been diagnosed with auditory schizophrenia at the tender age of 19. Jansen vividly described the torment Holder endured, explaining how he frequently heard voices in his head that fueled his paranoia and erratic behavior. Anders, to illustrate the severity of his condition, Jansen recounted a recent incident where Holder, in the grip of a manic episode, hurled a heavy weight through a window out of sheer fear for his life. This gripping account paints a vivid picture of the challenges Holder faced due to his mental illness. According to McKinney, Holder utilized Brianita Nicholson as his unwitting getaway driver as she drove him to the strip mall where the tragic incident took place. Brianita Nicholson, 35, shared that she was thrilled to see Hussle at a South Los Angeles shopping center on March 31, 2019, while with Eric Holder, whom she had been casually seeing for about 5 weeks. Cassie expressed her admiration for Hussle's music and eagerly wanted to take a photo with him. Nicholson's testimony, given on the 4th day of Holder's trial, is crucial as she is receiving immunity in exchange. Nicholson admitted that she had no idea that Hussle was the owner of the shopping center where his clothing store, the Marathon, and the Master Burger restaurant were located. Unbeknownst to her, Holder, without disclosing his connection to Hussle or their shared neighborhood and gang ties, stepped out of the car and approached Hussle while Nicholson searched for parking. "I just thought he was trying to beat me to see him before I did," Nicholson explained. When she finally caught up with Holder, he was engaged in a conversation with Hussle. Although Holder's voice was raised, it didn't come across as aggressive. Eric was questioning Nipsey, asking if he had told someone that Eric had snitched. Nicholson recounted how she patiently waited for her turn and then took a selfie with Hussle, unknowingly capturing what could possibly be the last photo of him. As the photo was later presented in court, showing Nicholson smiling in sunglasses, while Hussle, sporting a beard, white t-shirt, and white headscarf, stared intently at the camera from behind her. "I was filled with excitement and happiness, eager to share the moment with my Facebook friends," expressed Nicholson as she quickly returned to the car and posted the picture. Holder entered Master Burger and emerged with a delectable serving of chili fries. Instructing her to drive around the block, he proceeded to retrieve a black semi-automatic handgun, loading its magazine and then attaching it. Perplexed, she exclaimed, "What on earth are you doing? Put that away. You're not going to shoot anything outside my car." Thankfully, he complied and concealed the weapon. Following Holder's directions, I steered into an alley where he expressed a desire to stop and eat. He leisurely savored a few bites of his fries, displaying no signs of anger or distress. Instructing me to stay put, he assured me he would return shortly. Initially, I assumed he was merely going to purchase a shirt from Hussle's store. However, the tranquility was shattered by the sound of gunshots, accompanied by the sight of an elderly man fleeing. Contemplating escape, I contemplated moving the car, but swiftly changed my mind, fearing that Holder may have been injured. Previous witnesses in the case testified that they saw Holder shoot Hussle at least 10 times, then kick him in the head before walking away. Prosecutors showed police body camera video of Hussle lying splayed out and still in the parking lot as his brother loudly counted and pressed on his chest, trying to revive him with CPR under the instruction of a 911 operator. At Nicholson's car, Holder soon appeared power walking, she said, and got in. They was like, "What happened?" Nicholson testified. He said, "You talk too much, I ought to slap you." And he was just like, "Drive, drive, drive." She said Holder refused to talk as she drove him home to Long Beach on the day of the shooting. Nicholson said that she would later learn on the local news that Hussle had been killed. On Facebook, friends were saying in comments under her Hussle picture and on their own page that Holder was the suspect. Did it start to occur to you at that moment that Eric might have done it? Deputy District Attorney John McKinney asked. "Yes," Nicholson answered. But when Holder called her that evening, he asked her to pick him up and she brought him back to the Los Angeles home. Nicholson struggled to explain why she would do that after what she had learned before court adjourned for the day. And during the trial, Nicholson, along with the 2 injured bystanders, will play a crucial role as key witnesses. During this unplanned encounter that they engaged in a brief conversation, Hussle in passing mentioned the circulating rumors that Holder had been cooperating with the police regarding the Rawlins 60s gang. According to McKinney, this revelation pushed Eric Holder to the brink, igniting a strong desire within him to return to the parking lot and take Nipsey Hussle's life. Holder, age 32, is charged with first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder. The trial commenced in a Los Angeles County courtroom after being delayed primarily because of the pandemic. Also, what I found interesting about the trial was that Holder and the unwillingly getaway driver were on a date. What? You have got to be kidding me. You are on a date and the person you're on the date with ends up killing someone. And now you are implicated because he hoped his ass in the car and tells you to drive away. That's wild. Holder was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted voluntary manslaughter. On February 22, 2023, Superior Court Judge H. Clay Jack sentenced Holder to 60 years in prison. Meanwhile, Hussle's brother, Samuel Amsterdam, was named the permanent administrator of his estate. The news of his death sent shockwaves throughout the world, prompting an outpouring of condolences from rappers, celebrities, and music enthusiasts alike. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti expressed his sympathies to Hussle's family, while former President Barack Obama penned a heartfelt letter commending Nipsey for his community work. Despite the perception of gangs and despair in the Crenshaw neighborhood where he grew up, Nipsey saw potential, as Obama beautifully articulated. A memorial service was held at the iconic Staples Center in Los Angeles, with free tickets provided to honor his memory. The funeral procession, spanning 25 miles, drew approximately 21,000 devoted fans in South Los Angeles. YG paid tribute to Nipsey by dedicating his 2019 Coachella performance to him. Even after his passing, Nipsey's legacy continues to flourish. A petition was launched to rename the intersection of Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard near his Marathon clothing store as Nipsey Hussle Square. On the day of his funeral, the council announced their decision to rename it as Ermias Nipsey Hussle Ashton Square, honoring his invaluable contributions to the neighborhood. Since his death, Hussle's store has remained closed, a poignant reminder of the void left by his absence. Numerous art forms became a medium for expressing grief over his loss in just a matter of months. More than 50 vibrant murals were created across the city of Los Angeles, paying homage to the beloved rapper. Inspired by the literature that Hussle had passionately discussed in interviews, as well as his songs and motivational messages, local branches of the Marathon Book Club emerged. 2020 Grammy Awards witnessed a heartfelt tribute to Hussle by DJ Khaled, Kirk Franklin, John Legend, Meek Mill, Roddy Ricch, and IG, all honoring his enduring legacy. Puma, in September 2019, launched the Marathon clothing collection, with every penny of net proceeds going to the Neighborhood Nips Foundation. Additionally, Hussle's entrepreneurial spirit led to the opening of the AM store on Crenshaw Boulevard in September 2019, adding to his clothing company ventures. Meanwhile, Netflix is currently working on a documentary about the life and impact of Nipsey Hussle. It is unfortunate that this has occurred to a respected rapper who has greatly influenced the community. My condolences to the affected families. It is regrettable that such an incident stemmed from a minor issue. It would have been preferable for Nipsey to have had security guards and not be overly at ease without protection, considering the presence of individuals who may be emotionally unstable or envious of his achievements. Please share your thoughts on this matter. Take care until we speak again.